Welcome to Class 9 Geography Chapter 5 Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. Have you observed the types of plants and birds in the fields and in the parks in and around your school? Are they similar or there are variation? Next time you are on a trip with your family, check out the various types of trees and natural vegetation. They are not just randomly there is a reason behind it. India is a vast country having different types of bioforms. So you can imagine how different and various would be the types of plants and animals available in our country. India is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries of the world. About 47,000 plant species are found here. In plant diversity, India occupies 10th place in the world and 4th in Asia. 6% of world's total flowering plants are found in our country. Non-flowering plants such as ferns, algae and fungi also grow here. It also has around 90,000 species of animals and insects. The country has many plant species, flowering plants, non-flowering plants, species of animals and a rich variety of fish in its fresh and marine waters. Natural vegetation refers to a plant community which has grown naturally without human aid and has been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. This is termed as virgin vegetation. Cultivated crops and fruits are part of vegetation, but they are not natural vegetation. Natural vegetation is the plant life of a region. This type of vegetation is further classified into forest, grasslands, shrubs, etc. So why is there a change in the types of natural vegetation? This occurs mainly because of the changes in the climate of the regions. Virgin vegetation are of two types. Those plant species which are originated from India or purely Indian plants are termed as endemic or indigenous species. Plant species which have come from outside the country are termed as exotic species. The term flora is used to denote plants of a particular region or period. The species of animals are referred to as fauna. This huge diversity in flora and fauna kingdom is influenced by various factors. Factors which influence the variety of flora and fauna include relief, climate, and ecosystem. Relief includes land and soil. Climate includes temperature, photoperiod, and precipitation. Let us move on to relief or land and soil. Land affects natural vegetation directly and indirectly. Do you find same type of vegetation in mountains, plain areas and deserts? The nature of the land, that is, whether it is plain, hilly or a plateau, determines the kind of vegetation which will grow in it. Fertile lands are used for growing crops, vegetables and fruits. Different types of land accordingly sustain and provide shelter to different kinds of wildlife. The undulating and rough terrains are areas where grassland and woodlands develop and give shelter to a variety of wildlife. Soil. The soils also vary place to place. Different types of soils provide a basis for different types of vegetation. For example, alluvial or deltaic soil of a river delta near the sea will sustain mangrove forests, while slopes of hills have conical trees. The sandy soils of deserts sustain thorny bushes. Animals and birds also inhabit locations based on relief. For example, Migratory birds like the Siberian cranes and flamingos are found to nest in the wetlands of the Rann of Kutch, where the desert merges with the sea. Climate. It includes temperature, photoperiod or sunlight, and precipitation. Temperature. The temperature along with the humidity in the air and precipitation determine the character of vegetation and its extent. As the climate gets colder, either by increase in altitude or by going away from the equator, the vegetation will change from tropical to subtropical, temperate and then alpine. For example, on the slopes of the Himalayas and hills of the peninsula, the fall in temperature affects the type of vegetation and its growth. Photoperiod or sunlight. The difference in latitude, altitude and season brings variation in duration of sunlight in different places. In warmer regions and climates, plants' growth is faster due to longer duration of sunlight, especially with availability of adequate moisture. Do you know why are the southern slopes in Himalayan region covered with thick vegetation compared to northern slopes of the same hills? It is due to the availability of adequate moisture with longer duration of sunlight. Precipitation. Precipitation is any form of liquid or solid water particles that fall from the atmosphere and reach the surface of the earth. It can be of liquid or solid water particles. Precipitation includes drizzle, rain, hail, and on rare occasions snow and sleet. Different seasons and geographic locations see varying amounts of precipitation in amount and intensity. Precipitation is caused when a mass of warm, moist air hits a mass of cold air. Condensation causes the moisture to form droplets that become rain or crystals that become snow or ice. When these droplets or crystals become too heavy to be suspended in the atmosphere, they fall to earth as precipitation or rainfall. The advancing southwest monsoon from June to September and retreating northeast monsoons bring almost all the rainfall in India. Areas of heavy rainfall always have denser vegetation than other areas with lesser rainfall. The southwest monsoon rains on the windward side of the Western Ghats thus cause a heavy growth of tropical evergreen forest there, whereas the eastern slopes does not have any such forest. Areas of heavy rainfall have more dense vegetation as compared to areas of less rainfall. Why forests are important for human beings? Forests are renewable resources. They play a major role in enhancing the quality of environment. They modify local climate, control soil erosion, regulate stream flow, support a variety of industries, provide livelihood for many communities, and offer scenic view for recreation. It controls wind force and temperature and causes rainfall. It provides humus to the soil and shelter to the wildlife. So it is very important to preserve the forest. The vegetation cover of India in large parts is no more natural in the real sense. In some inaccessible regions like the Himalayas, the hilly region of central India, and the Marustali or Indian desert, the forests are natural. The vegetation of most of the areas in our country have been modified or replaced or degraded by human activities. There is a growing demand for cultivated land, development of industries and mining. According to India's State Forest Report, the forest cover in India is 21.5%. One Mahotsav was initiated in 1950 to celebrate the importance of growing and saving forests and to create awareness among the bad effects of deforestation. It is observed in the first week of July each year. What is an ecosystem? Various species of plants occur in areas having similar climatic conditions. To a large extent, its nature determines the animal life in that area. When the vegetation is altered, the animal life also changes. All the plants and animals in an area are interdependent on each other in their physical environment and form an ecosystem. Human beings are also an integral part of the ecosystem. How do we influence the ecology of a region? Human beings utilize the vegetation and wildlife. The greed of human beings leads to overutilization of natural resources. Human beings cut the trees and kill the animals. Overutilization of these resources leads to ecological imbalance. Due to the activities of human beings, some of the plants and animals have reached the verge of extinction. Thus, an ecosystem is a biological environment consisting of all the organisms living in a particular area as well as all the non-living physical components of the environment with which the organisms interact, such as air, soil, water and sunlight. Do you know, a very large ecosystem on land having distinct types of vegetation and animal life is called a biome. The biomes are identified on the basis of plants. It is a major community of plants and animals having similar life forms existing under similar environmental conditions. Now let us move on to the types of vegetation. Relief and climatic factors develop different types of vegetation. India has different types of vegetation. The major types of forests found in India are tropical evergreen forest, tropical deciduous forest, tropical thorn forests and scrubs, montane forest and mangrove forest. According to India's State of Forest Report 2015, the forest cover in India is 21.34%, which was 21.5% in the year 2011. Let us study them in detail. First one is tropical evergreen forest. These are also called tropical rainforest. They cover about 12% of the total forested areas of India. They are found in areas where the annual rainfall is over 200 centimeter. We have already seen that availability of moisture and sunlight are important for the growth of plants. These forests are present in the Western Ghats and the island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, upper parts of Assam and Tamil Nadu coast. Evergreen forests grow best in areas having rainfall more than 200 centimeter with a short dry season. The trees reach great heights up to 60 meters or even above. As these areas are warm and wet almost throughout the year, they have abundant vegetation with all kinds of trees, shrubs and creepers, giving it a multi-layered structure. These forests appear green throughout the year as the trees shed their leaves at different times. Ebony, mahogany, cinchona, rubber and rosewood trees are useful commercial trees found here. Animals found here include elephants, various species of monkeys, deer, many bird varieties, bats, sloths, scorpions and snails. The one-horned rhinoceros are found in the jungles of Assam. Next comes tropical deciduous forests. Forests growing in annual rainfall areas between 100 and 200 centimeters are classified as tropical deciduous forest. These forests are also called as the monsoon forest. This type of forest cover about 64% of the total forested areas of the country and are the most abundant variety of forest in India. Trees of this forest type shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in dry summer. On the basis of the availability of water, the forests are further divided into moist and dry deciduous forest. Moist deciduous forest. Forests growing in annual rainfall areas between 100 and 200 centimeters are classified as moist deciduous forest. They cover about 34% of the country's forested area. They are found mostly in the eastern part of the country such as northeastern states, West Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, foothills of the Himalayas and on the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats. Teak is the most dominant species of this forest. Other commercially important plants like bamboo, sandalwood, sal and mulberry also grow here. Dry deciduous forest. Forests growing in annual rainfall areas between 70 and 100 centimeters are classified as dry deciduous forest. They cover about 30% of the country's forested area. These are found in rainier parts of the peninsular plateau and the plains of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. There are open stretches in which teak, sal, peepal and neem grow. A large part of this region has been cleared for agricultural activities and for grazing. Lion, tiger, elephant, pig deer and a huge variety of birds, lizards, snakes and tortoises are found in these forests. Next comes the thorn forest and scrubs. This type of vegetation cover about 5% of the total forested areas of India. These are found in areas where the annual rainfall is less than 70 centimeters. These types of forests are found in northwestern part of the country including semi-arid areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, some areas of Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Haryana and Madhya Pradesh as well as parts of the Deccan Plateau. This natural vegetation consists of thorny trees and bushes. In thorn forests, trees are scattered and have long roots penetrating deep into the soil to get moisture. The stems are moist to conserve water. Leaves are mostly thick and small to minimize evaporation. Acacias, palms, and cacti are the main plant species. Common animals are rats, mice, rabbits, fox, wolf, tiger, lion, wild ass, horses and camels. Montane forest. Montane forests are forests which are found in the mountains. These forests cover about 17% of the total forested areas of India. Montane forests are found in mountainous areas of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. As the altitude or height of the mountainous region increases, there is decrease in temperature. This leads to the change in natural vegetation also. As a result, a series of natural vegetation belts are formed from the tropical to the tundra region. For example, between a height of 1000 and 2000 meters, wet temperate trees such as cedar and pine can be found in southern and northeast India. Then there are coniferous trees such as pine can be found between 1500 and 3000 meters. Coniferous trees are mostly evergreen trees and shrubs having usually needle-shaped or scale-like leaves. For example, pine trees. At high altitudes, generally more than 3600 meters above the sea level, temperate forest and grasslands give way to the alpine vegetation. Trees get progressively stunted as they approach the snow line. Ultimately, through shrubs and scrubs, they merge into the alpine grasslands. Alpine zone is a region that occurs above the tree line and below the snow line on temperate and tropical mountains. The vegetation is characterized by an absence of trees. Trees fail to grow here due to cold. Alpine grasslands are used for grazing. At higher altitudes, mosses and lichens form part of tundra vegetation. The common animals found are Kashmir stag, spotted deer, wild sheep, jackrabbit, Tibetan antelope, yak, snow leopard, squirrels, shaggy horned wild ibex, bear and rare red panda, sheep and goats. Mangrove forest. The mangrove tidal forests are found in coastal delta areas influenced by sea tides. Mud and silt get accumulated on such coast. Due to this fact, they are also called tidal forest. Dense mangrove are the common varieties with roots of the plants submerged under water. Such forests are found in the delta areas of rivers on the east coast of India due to mud and silt brought down by the rivers. Sundari is an important mangrove tree. Sundari trees are found in Ganga Brahmaputra delta and provide hard timber. The Sundarbans mangrove forest is one of the largest such forests in the world. Lies on the delta of the Ganges, Brahmaputra and Meghna rivers on the Bay of Bengal. Royal Bengal tiger is a famous animal in this forest. India is known for its herbs and species from ancient times. Some 2000 plants have been described in Ayurveda and at least 500 are in regular use. You can try to identify the medicinal plants in your areas. What will happen if plants and animals disappear the earth's surface? Can the human being survive under such a situation? If the plants and animals disappear from the earth's surface, then the ecological balance will be disturbed. These animal and plant species, including humans, are all interdependent. Without plants, there will be no oxygen available for breathing. If the plants and animals disappear, everything will be destroyed. So, biodiversity is necessary for the existence of life on the earth. India is also rich in its fauna or animal life. It has approximately 90,000 animal species and 2,000 species of birds. They constitute 13% of the total world stock. There are 2,546 species of fish which account for nearly 12% of the world stock. It also shares between 5 and 8% of the world's amphibians, reptiles and mammals. The existence of animals in our country varies place to place. The elephants are the most majestic animals among the mammals. Elephants are found in the hotbed forest of Assam, Karnataka and Kerala. One-horned rhinoceros are the other animals which live in swampy and marshy lands of Assam and West Bengal. Arid areas of the Rann of Kutch and the Thar Desert are the habitat for wild ass and camels respectively. India is the only country in the world that has both tigers and lions. The natural habitat of the Indian lion is the Gir forest in Gujarat. It is the last remaining habitat of the Asiatic lions. Tigers are found in the forest of Madhya Pradesh, the Sundarbans of West Bengal and the Himalayan region. Leopards too are members of the cat family. They are important among animals of prey. The Himalayas harbor a hardy range of animals which survive in extreme cold. Ladakh's freezing high altitudes are a home to yak, the shaggy horned wild dogs, the Tibetan antelope, wild sheep, and the kiang or the Tibetan wild ass. The snow leopard and very rare red panda are found in certain pockets. In the rivers, lakes and coastal areas, turtles, crocodiles and gharials are found. The gharial is the only representative of the variety of crocodile found in the world today. Bird life in India is colorful. Peacocks, ducks, parakeets, cranes, and pigeons are some of the birds inhabiting the forest and wetlands of the country. Wildlife Protection Act was implemented in 1972 in India. The Wildlife Protection Act was enacted by the Parliament of India in order to conserve animals, birds, plants, and the matters connected therewith. Migratory birds. Some of the wetlands of India are popular with migratory birds. During winter, birds such as Siberian crane come in large numbers. One such place favorable with the birds is the Rann of Kutch. At a place where the desert merges with the sea, flamingo with their brilliant pink plumage come in thousands to build nests and raise their young ones. It is one among many extraordinary sights and truly a rich natural heritage of our country. What is the need of environment conservation? Our crops consist of edible plants from a biodiverse environment. Many medicinal plants are also used by us. The animals were selected from large stock provided by nature as milk animal. They also provided us drought power, transportation, meat, and eggs. The fish provide nutritive food. Many insects help in pollination of crops and fruit trees. They also exert biological control on such insects which are harmful. Thus, it can be said that every species has a role to play in the ecosystem, so its conservation is essential. Due to excessive exploitation of the plants and animal resources by human beings, the ecosystem has been disturbed. About 1,300 plant species are endangered and 20 species are extinct. Quite a few animal species are also endangered and some have become extinct. Every species has an important role in the ecosystem. Hence, conservation of flora and fauna is essential. The main causes of this major threat to nature are hunting for commercial purposes, pollution due to chemical and industrial waste, introduction of alien species, and reckless cutting of the forest for cultivation and habitation. The government has taken many steps to protect the flora and fauna of our country. 18 biosphere reserves have been set up in India to protect flora and fauna. 10 out of these have been included in the World Network of Biosphere Reserves. Sundarbans in the West Bengal, Nanda Devi in Uttarakhand, the Gulf of Mannar in Tamil Nadu, and the Nilgiris are important among them. Financial and technical assistance has been provided to many botanical gardens by the government since 1992. Project Tiger, Project Rhino, Project Great Indian Bustard, and many other eco-developmental projects have been introduced by the government. More than 100 national parks, 535 wildlife sanctuaries and zoological gardens are set up to take care of natural heritage. All of us must realize the importance of the natural ecosystem for our own survival. Existence of our life is impossible without ecological balance. That's all about natural vegetation and wildlife. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you for watching.